Hi guys, my name's Doug. Welcome to my messy garage. Today we're going to be making a gimbal mount bracket to fit onto my friend's 2016 Bearcat 7000 XT so that he can mount his brand shiny new Garmin Echomap 95 SV, the side vision model Garmin. Here we have the old bracket off of his snow machine. Basically sat something like this, and he had a Hummingbird GPS mounted on here. This obviously not big enough for the new gimbal mount, and we're going to use this as the starting point to design something new. Now, I made this with my CNC router 2 or 3 years ago, and it's worked fantastic, but not everybody has a CNC router in their garage. So my plan today is we're going to use this as a starting point, draw out something that will match this, then we will transfer that onto some aluminum, and I'll use a standard benchtop bandsaw to cut it out and drill holes manually. It should turn out just as good as this bracket did, and it should be something that someone with any kind of metalworking skills can do in their own home shop. So follow along as we make the new mounting plate for this, and then we'll take it out and install it on the snow machine.
Hi guys, this is Future Doug. While I've been editing this video, I noticed that I didn't really describe where we came up with the original bracket that we're using as a template for where this bracket attaches to the Snowmobile handlebars. So what we have here, this is the layout that we'll eventually end up with. And you'll notice we've got 4 bolt holes here. And the way I came up with those was using a pair of digital calipers measured across between those 2 holes and between this hole and this hole, and verified that I had enough width to fit the overall width of the bracket. Anyways, back to the video.
So we're going to start off laying this out on a piece of paper. This paper is quite a bit bigger than is actually necessary. It's kind of a nice heavy bond paper that I have, so we'll use it. First thing we're going to do, and it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be exactly down the middle, we're just going to put a center line on here. That's our starting point. Done with the big ruler. Next step is to put a baseline that is perpendicular to our center line. And I can definitely see that we are not perfectly square there. Good enough. So now we're going to take our original, and for the most part this bottom part is square, so we'll just measure across here. We are 98 and a half thereabouts wide. Take a piece of masking tape, put it across, and we'll mark the center line. Again, at the top, we'll mark the center line. So 49 millimeters is essentially half of 98. There, that looks like 49. And now we come in from this side and we are 49. Good enough. So there's our center mark. For those of you who are metrically challenged, I apologize for working in metric. I am Canadian and grew up using the metric system, and most of the metalwork that I do is building Zenith aircraft, and all of the Zenith plans are in metric. So I've got, nice layout rulers that are in metric, and I'm used to working in that unit of measure. So that is why we measure things in metric when we're cutting metal. Admittedly, I do live on the border, and I am comfortable with inches and miles, etc. as well, but for laying out Metal parts, I prefer to use metric. Oops. Slide around a little bit. Okay, so that will be essentially the start of our bend. Measure that. We'll call it 60 millimeters. And we'll just roll this down and mark it. Now what we want to do here, notch goes forward. We'll have to identify the center line on this piece, but for now I'm just kind of eyeballing it and seeing where we're going to get to. Basically, we don't need to come to the whole width of the gimbal mount. We just need to come to the holes plus a suitable amount so that we've got good edge distance. Edge distance is the distance between the edge and the center of the hole, or the edge and the edge of the hole, however you want to look at it. So let's see what we're going to do here. We'll take this, what is our distance across at approximately the center? We're going to say 75 millimeters. So we're going to come back from the top line 75 millimeters. That is going to be the back of this. So let's put a line across here. And we'll double check. 83, 83, good enough. So this line is parallel to this line, perpendicular to this line, which is exactly what we're looking for. So let's find our center on this. We'll put a piece of masking tape on here. And I'm going to go from the point to the point. We've got 230, we'll call it 232. So 116. There's our center line. 116 works. Kind of like that. Now I'll take the pencil, trace across the front. Now the question we need to answer for ourselves is how far over do we need to come? I'm thinking if we come over to these holes plus about 10 millimeters, half inch, give or take, that should be good. 80, and if you can see this or not, 80 basically lines up with the end of that. So let's come over 90 millimeters. 90 millimeters that way and that way. So I was thinking of putting some kind of bevel on here, but given that that's basically the distance that we're going to need for this nice gentle bend, I think I'm going to run these lines straight up, and then we'll just put a radius in there. And as for this part, we'll come over 90, 90, and then we'll draw lines. Something round that we can use. We lay this in here, basically make it so that it's a tangent or comes flat off the side. And now we'll put this on here, line everything up. And there we go. Now when we go to actually drill these holes, we won't make slots. We will just drill kind of midpoint in the slot, and then we'll be able to bolt this up with no problem. The guy that owns the snow machine and the GPS says that he has a whole bunch of stainless hardware to put this together with. So I'm going to cut this out and I will bring you guys back when we're done. So here we are. This is essentially what the bracket is going to look like. These 4 holes go to the clamps that hold the handlebars in place. This comes up between the mountain strap and provides a flat surface for the GPS to mount to. Something like that. And the notch goes forward so the wires can go under the dash and hook up to the battery to provide power to the GPS. So the next step is we need to take this template and attach it to a piece of aluminum and turn it into a finished bracket. I'll bring you guys back when I'm set up out in the garage and we'll start cutting this out.
I hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please hit the like button. If you're not already subscribed, please consider hitting the subscribe button. And for more great content from Doug's Messy Garage, select the video that YouTube thinks you'll enjoy. Thanks for watching.